years, and that's where I really learned the trade. He's I would say if the United States had masters like England, he would be a master.
So you'd really highly recommend, obviously, the internship kind of a
The route, yeah.
route, huh?
Yeah, I would definitely ride with someone who I would go to your local veterinarian.
Yeah.
They usually know those who are good shoers to take care of the animal, who cares about the animal. That's what it's about.
Right.
And then I would get names from him, and there's 4 or 5 of us that do it this way, just in the desert. And believe it or not, there's about 60 guys in the desert that shoot horses.
Yeah.
60, huh?
Yeah.
In the high desert?
Yeah, I couldn't name them all though, because they pop up. They start, and then they realize how hard it is, and then they disappear. So it's very common.
What shoeing school did you go to?
I went to Pacific Coast Horseshoeing School in Northern California, and there's 2 schools in California. There's one that is in San Diego, that's Sierra South, and then there's one in Northern California, and I just chose that one just because that's the one I found on the internet first.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. But I recommend it because for myself, I had no experience, 0. I didn't even know, I couldn't even tell you what a star was on a horse's head, you know. I didn't know any of those things.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that they could hurt you. Because I love animals, I didn't know they could hurt you.
Okay.
You know, so I was all that was taught there.
Yeah.
That's why I like the education. That's why.
Yeah, you obviously value it because it's what got you going. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Very cool. Is Bob Ray Nearson still around?
Who?
Did you ever hear of a guy, Bob Ray Nearson?
Ray Nearson.
When I was at Viking Ranch on the Bay Valley Road, he was our shoe, and he did racetrack stuff.
Nice.
There's a number of guys up there used to be that would drive down from here to do racetrack stuff.
Huh. I've heard that name. It sounds really familiar. I don't know though if he's still around or not.
Yeah. Interesting. I've just thought about it a lot. He wasn't a very old guy. Theoretically, he should be able to still do it. And like you said, the injury rate is very high.
Yeah. I'd say, like out of my class that I went to, there were 16 students in my class when I went to Pacific Coast Horseshoeing School, and there's only 2 of us that still do it out of 15. So, and we stay in touch, you know, because we went to school together, so we stay in touch. And he lives in Missouri, and he's still learning. And you never stop learning.
Is doing feet, or I should say, how many horses do you do in a day?
I do 4 to 5 max.
In a day?
That's what I want to do.
Okay.
So, that's where there's differences with farriers. There's guys, I like to put it on a school scale because it's without hurting someone's feelings or being mean. But it's a lot like school. You start in elementary school and you go to your doctorate. And I'd say in the United States as a whole, there's probably 20 guys in the United States who could be doctors on a horse.
On horses' feet. Okay.
The rest of us, I would say I'm like at my bachelor's degree, to be quite honest. That's where I would be. Cam Hudson, he would be at his master's close to his doctorate. He's been doing it for 28 years. So he's got a lot of time. So I like to put it that way because it's easier. And then some guys, they just do it for the mighty dollar.
Yeah.
They don't care about the animal or what they're doing. They just want to get it done, go home, and count the money.
Yeah. And the big difference is when I was in the business on the other side, the breeding management side,
Okay,
yeah,
I'll
the
see
big
you
difference,
in
you
about
can
a
tell
couple
those
hours,
guys
okay?
because they're the ones that quit learning. They're not interested in going to school,
you went and
learning.
picked it up at Target?
And that's the difference right there. I love the way you describe
Okay.
that because I would agree with you wholeheartedly. You got to, in anything,
Probably
you got to
around
keep learning,
1.
you know.
Yeah, otherwise you stop your passion stuff.
Alright, bye.
And these animals, you can't stop learning. That's the amazing thing.
Right.
Even their attitudes and how they
Right.
work, their minds work.
Right.
It's really them teaching me, but. That's actually, Jim knows this. my long-term goal is when I hit retirement age, I'm 38, but when I hit retirement age, I want to have a full-blown college in the high desert.
Really?
Yeah, Cam and I both, we want to teach it. That's our long-term goal.
Love to see how Victor Valley College can help you support that.
I don't know if they would.
No, there's ways to do it. The way we design programs, we always work with the community. It always has to be with the community. It's a community college.
Right.
Yeah, so, it definitely could be a way. We're trying to build a little vet tech program right now.
Nice.
So we have a total of 6 different classes in animal management. So we're getting there slowly, but the next thing after that would be to have some kind of barrier stuff.
Yeah.
But obviously, what's cool about a community college and the way we built our program in like the environmental sciences and horticulture is you get the professionals to teach, you see.
Right.
And so you guys wouldn't necessarily have to do all your classes at the college, but maybe you could have like teach one of your classes there.
Right.
And then as a kind of like an intro. And then you could also have your school.
Right, they would bring them if they're interested.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you guys could teach at a community college because you don't have to have any advanced degree, you have to be a professional. So we have, right now in our program, with all the different things, we have 12 different adjuncts.
Really?
And they're all professionals in the field, and they can out-teach me in their field, obviously.
Right.
I'm fortunate that I was in the sports business, and I was in the environmental
You had
business.
an area you were expert in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so and then I've also got the education to teach it, in terms of the degree.
Right. The paper.
Which is what you need at a university. But at a community college, we've got some of our best teachers over there have high school diplomas and then 8 years of experience, and they're teaching. And they are the best teachers, I can tell you for a fact, because they're passionate about what they're doing, and they're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I could definitely